Audio Jungle.
A Somerset girl born and bred, I have been working in the dairy industry for 30 years, and for the last 10 years, I have been working for award-winning cheesemakers Wyke Farms, based in the Mendip Hills of Somerset. My role is so highly valued within Wyke Farms that my nose and sense of smell is protected by way of an insurance policy with a value of £5 million. I'm truly honored to have such an asset. My job is focused on maintaining the consistency of the cheddar and butter we produce. The recipe hasn't changed for over 150 years and nor have the cheeses. I grate up to 100 cheeses per day, 3 days per week. Cheese is a living thing and there are many variables that can affect the flavors in the finished product, like the cow's diet, the area the milk has come from, the season and how the cheese is produced, so attention to detail is key. Each cheese is checked visually first. The aromas are then assessed, followed by how the cheese feels. Finally, it's the taste, which allows me to assess how the cheese is maturing. Grating is usually carried out in the morning, when your taste buds are the most sensitive, so basically, I eat cheese for breakfast 3 days a week. Our ancestors used to call cheese graters fortune tellers of cheese and they had an almost mythical status. You need to be able to smell the cheese and predict its flavors in 18 months or 2 years' time. It is both a science and an art. Initial assessment of each cheese allows me to make subtle changes to the cheese-making process and determine how the cheese will mature with time. Further assessment of the cheese at later stages of maturation allows me to select the appropriate flavor and texture profiles to allocate production batches to appropriate products in our range. Every vat of cheese differs, and I draw on my experience to assess each one on the same basis that the many graters before me have. Although there are very few female cheese graters in the world, I'm not the only woman to grade cheese at Wyke Farms. The business is still family-run, and it was Grandmother Ivy who started the cheese-making business over 150 years ago and graded our cheeses every week to ensure they were maturing well. She was a very special lady, and I am honored to be walking in her footsteps. Some say practice makes perfect. It really does in my case. My decisions might not always be perfect, but it's taken a lot of practice and dedication to hone my knowledge. In the time that I have been with Wyke, I've worked across production and technical teams and have gained lots of valuable experience imparted from recently retired colleague, Nigel Pooley, who had 53 years of experience in the industry. Last year our Farmhouse Vintage was crowned Best in Show, with another 20 kilograms block of our Crumbly Vintage taking reserve champion at a local show. Both 20 kilograms blocks crowned, worth £500, were stolen. To this day, we haven't been able to locate them. I don't know whether to feel upset that we never got to share the winning blocks with our customers or just incredibly proud that I graded 2 winning cheddars fit enough to be desired by a cheese thief, the latter I think. People often ask me, do you like cheese? I mean, that's just a stupid question. My life revolves around cheese. Although I only grade hard cheeses in my job, I have a passion for all things cheesy and enjoy invitations to be a judge of dairy products at quality awards across the world. As there is no cheese grading industry as such, salaries tend to be based on your location and your experience. I am rewarded, not just financially, but with an interesting and varied job, and of course, a fantastic supply of cheese. However, the job is something that many people can start doing with just a little instruction. It just takes 20 years to perfect.